In a previous video, I mentioned the term Jus Soli, which is the Latin term for citizenship by birth. As we mentioned in that video, most nations in the world provide citizenship based on just the thought that someone has been born on the soil of that particular nation and therefore now owe allegiance to that particular nation. But because duties, debts, and obligations, as stated in the previous video, come with legal citizenship because it's contract law. It's called the implied social contract. Not really, it's not a real contract because no one could be born a citizen of any nation because no child could ever enter into a contract in law, nor be held liable to a contract. So therefore, it's an implied fraud, implied social contract, also called the Leviathan by terminology. Interestingly, they call it the Leviathan, the serpent contract. The implication that a child could be involved in that makes no sense, and therefore it would require that child to be induced into labor later, so therefore trained up and apprenticeshiped into it. So isn't it interesting that the Roman Catholic Church used the same strategy on baptism? No one's born into the kingdom of God by birth. They have to make their election sure on that, and that's why there is no child baptism in the Bible. So shame on anybody doing child baptism. So of course, on the statement of birth documents, we already know, run by the Vatican under the surname owned by the church, what do they have on there? A nice little watermark, as if they've birthed you in and sprinkled water on you into the system of the Catholic Holy See. So just be aware, they're using the same strategy, nothing new under the sun. The idea of birth by citizenship in any of these nations around the world is following the same Roman Catholic doctrine of child baptism with no consent.